In Indian Vedic astrology, we have a concept called Kala Sarpa Yoga or Kala Sarpa Dosha. Kala Sarpa Yoga or Dosha is the most hated yoga in a natal chart, and in general, people are very much terrified of it. It is proved that the natives having the Kala Sarpa Yoga would be put to a lot of difficulties. There may be problems in marriage, there may be problems in profession, there may be problems in financial aspects of the person concerned. So, a person having a Kala Sarpa Yoga in a natal chart generally suffers a lot, and this is proved practically also in the lives of many people. But how to recognize a Kala Sarpa Yoga in a natal chart? It is said that when all planets are situated in Rahu shadow, that becomes Kala Sarpa Yoga. That means, irrespective of the Lagna position, all planets should be situated in 180 degrees that controls Rahu shadow. But how to calculate it? When all planets move in clockwise direction, Rahu and Ketu move in anti-clockwise direction. Generally, in a natal chart, 180 degrees is controlled by Rahu shadow, and the second part of 180 degrees is controlled by Ketu shadow. But how to recognize the placement of all planets in Rahu shadow? You have to understand that Rahu or Ketu always moves in anti-clockwise direction. That means from Aries, Rahu goes to Pisces. From Pisces, Rahu goes to Aquarius. And from Aquarius, Rahu goes to Capricorn. Similarly, Ketu also, if Ketu is situated in Virgo, after completing its round, after completing its transit in Virgo, it goes to Leo. After completing its transit in Leo, it goes to Cancer. Again, it goes to Gemini. And from Gemini, it moves back into Taurus and then into Aries. So this is the transit mode of the two planets, shadowy planets, Rahu and Ketu. But the problem is, when all planets are either side, how to recognize? This is the problem faced by most astrology lovers. See this chart. Rahu is situated in 10th degree of Taurus, and Ketu is also situated in the 10th degree of Scorpio. This means Rahu is in Taurus, Ketu is in Scorpio. That means you have to understand that Rahu has completed 20 degrees travel in Taurus from the 30th degree, journeying from 30th degree to 29th degree, 28th, 27th, 26th, 25, 24, 23, 22. Like that, it travels into 10th degree. That means it has completed 20 degrees in Taurus from 30th degree, and now it is situated in 10th degree. That means it has yet to travel 10th to 1st degree in Taurus. After completing its travel in Taurus, it moves back into Aries. Similarly, Ketu also. Whatever is the degree of Rahu, Ketu also stands at the same degree in a natal chart. So, when Ketu is in its 10th degree in Scorpio, that means it has completed 20 degrees from the end of Scorpio, and then it has come to 10th degree in Scorpio. That means it has yet to complete 10 degrees from 10th to 1st in Scorpio, and then after completing its journey in Scorpio, it moves back into Libra. So you have to understand that 180 degree shadow is shared by Rahu, and the Another 180-degree shadow is shared by Ketu because Rahu stands at 10th degree in Taurus. Its shadow spreads across 180 degrees up to 10th degree in Scorpio in clockwise direction. Why clockwise direction? Rahu moves in anti-clockwise direction. Its shadow spreads across clockwise direction from its placement in Taurus. Its shadow is there from 10th degree to 30th degree in Taurus because it has already completed its travel. 20-degree shadow is there in Taurus, 30 degrees in Gemini, 30 degrees in Cancer, 30 degrees in Leo, 30 degrees in Virgo, 30 degrees in Libra, and 10 degrees in Scorpio, 180 degrees. You have to apply the same rule for Ketu because Ketu is situated in 10th degree in Scorpio. Because it has completed 20 degrees travel in Scorpio, its shadow is there up to 20 degrees in Scorpio. So 20 degrees in Scorpio from 10th to 30. Then 30 degrees in Sagittarius, 30 degrees in Capricorn, 30 degrees in Aquarius, 30 degrees in Pisces, 30 degrees in Aries, and 10 degrees in Taurus, 180 degrees. This way, you have to see the Rahu shadow and Ketu shadow. So, in this example chart, you can see all planets are situated in Rahu shadow. And you can now say there is a presence of Kalasarpa Yoga in this chart. Let Lagna be anywhere. If Lagna is also there in Rahu shadow, there may be more problems. But Kalasarpa Yoga's presence is not linked to Lagna. Please remember, let Lagna be anywhere. In this chart, Lagna is in Sagittarius. That means Lagna is in Ketu shadow. If Lagna is also there in Rahu shadow, then the native may face more and more problems. But in general, when all planets are situated in Rahu shadow, then only you can say Kalasarpa Yoga is present. Even if a single planet is situated outside, that means in Ketu shadow, you cannot say Kalasarpa Yoga is there. In such a case, when one or two planets are situated in Ketu shadow and majority planets is situated in Rahu shadow, you have to say majority planets are situated in Rahu shadow and there may be problems during their periods. But you cannot call it a Kalasarpa Yoga. You cannot call it a 3/4 Kalasarpa Yoga or half Kalasarpa Yoga or quarter Kalasarpa Yoga. Again, one more thing I will tell you. There is a theory when all planets are situated in Ketu shadow. Some people call it Kalamrut Yoga. This is quite reversal for Kalasarpa Yoga. This means all good things will happen to such a person. This you have to experience yourself, or you have to know things from the very people who have this yoga, whether this is correct or not. But the opinion is when all planets are situated in Ketu shadow, it becomes Kalamrita Yoga, reverse of Kalasarpa Yoga. Because why it is said so, you have to understand. I already explained in one of my videos that Rahu and Ketu both are shadows. But still there is a slight difference between the two. Because Ketu is a brighter shadow, Rahu is very deep shadow. So when all planets are situated in deep shadow, in the shadow of Rahu, they lose their energy. But when all planets are situated in Ketu shadow, they become more energized because Ketu is an energy planet. Because Ketu is like Mars and Rahu is like Saturn. Saturn is a cold planet and Rahu also become cold, losing all its energy. And because all planets are situated in Rahu shadow, they lose their energy, they lose their glamour, they lose their light. When all planets are situated in Ketu shadow, they become more energized because Ketu is an energy planet, because it acts like Mars and Mars is an energy planet. That is the difference. I hope you have understood.